Oh my God, this is the audio recording. Hello, Danny. How's it going?
I'm doing good.
That's time to put the prop on. Gotta wear a different piece of headgear every time we're live on the fives.
What's happening? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the rule. Okay.
That's his rule, not
It's my
our
rule.
I don't
Wore a
wear
hat
hats.
last time. Gotta wear another hat.
3, 2, 1.
Shut up and sit down.
Cause you got to know, it's episode 151 of Third Shift, everybody. We're live on the fives, but in this case probably 6 because the episode was all messed up last time. Yeah.
This is like...
Oh,
this
is that
like an
right?
air
Okay,
ukulele
yeah,
'cause I
sounds
don't
good to
have
me.
enough room.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
There it
we
is.
go.
All
Now I
right,
got it.
everybody, welcome to 151 episodes of the Third Shift. We are live on the fives. I, of course, am Mr. Eric. With me today, as always, is the Inglorious Bastard himself, Aham, the Inglorious Bastard, Mr. Matt, and because it's live on the fives, you know, we got the other guest, the other individual, part of the team here at the old Third Shift Incorporation, and that is Incorporation, right? I'm just going to make up words that don't even make sense, and it's going to be great. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's Miss Danny. Hello, Miss Danny.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. And of course, before we get rolling with this episode and all the good things we got to talk about, we got to do the usual, which is how was your week? Danny, how was your week?
It was good. I actually went up north this past weekend and finally got a chance to relax without people bugging me on my phone constantly. It was actually not too hot, which was really nice. And I got to see my parents' house because they built a new house. And I got to stay in it for the first time ever. So that was pretty cool. We bought a kiddie pool for Reese. So that was fun to watch her sit in it while she was sitting in a yard chair because she wouldn't actually sit in the pool for whatever reason.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
smart. I mean, you know.
Kids.
Yeah, she doesn't want to drown.
Fair
Can't
enough.
drown in a chair.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't been doing a lot. Working. I've been getting rounds of Tales of Berseria. I was going to say Tales from the Borderlands.
I'm like, I haven't seen you on that one. You're lying.
No.
You're making stories up.
Tales of Berseria in. I don't know how far I am into that. I mean, hour-wise, I'm almost 40 hours into it. I don't know if that's halfway, maybe. Could be, who knows. I'm enjoying it. I'm not in love with it, but...
That sounded like a question mark. Are you
kinda
enjoying it?
was. Like, I am, but I feel kind of lost. I don't know. It's one of those games that has, like, a massive battle system that you can, like, super customize with your different magic things, and you can build weapons and all that stuff, and I hate doing all that stuff, so I just want to get in there and fight.
Danny just wants to press attack and watch the lady with a sword go.
I mean, I like doing combos and stuff, but I don't want to sit there and build out a whole tree of arts and figure out which ones go together really good and stuff. And yeah.
Oh, but that's so cool. That's what was so cool in Vesperia. You knowing that this was your upward swing and this was your downward thing and that was your fireball. Oh, man. I don't like that stuff either, but I just got to give you crap about it.
I was going to say, you don't like building stuff either, so.
That's what
true.
Google's for.
I like breaking stuff.
Just go to Google and
It's
go
true.
best layout, best formula, click, 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 click. Okay. And then I mimic it with my characters and then keep moving. It's easy peasy.
Wait, pause. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Just like come up to a moral choice. Which do you choose, left or right?
Left. Okay. Left.
It's just
left.
not enjoyable if you do that, though.
Oh, it is for me.
True.
You know how much heart-wrenching stress there is when I've got to make that choice? Because you know what happens? I
That's true.
inevitably make the wrong choice. I make the choice that's bad. That's what happens every time.
Fair enough.
And then
yeah.
they jump
I
into
can see
they
that.
jump into a wood shredder and die. And I go, I said I liked your shirt. How did this happen to me?
I will say, I do that every time. It's like, oh, your relationship may become closer soon in Persona. I'm like, okay, wait, which Arcana are you? Hang on.
Of course.
Okay, 1, 2, and then 3. Got it. Okay. Yeah, it feels natural and cool.
Yep. It's the only way. It's the only way.
No, it's not. So yeah, there's that. I hope I come to enjoy it more as it goes on. I think I'm just kind of at a boring part in the story where it's just like trying to progress it, but yeah. So I'm sure it'll get better. I've also been streaming a lot, as usual. So I beat Detroit Become Human, and
Oh yeah, question.
Yeah.
What happened in that last scene? Because I saw that your last chapter. Because I saw that your what should I stream next thing was replay the last chapter. And I went, I think I know what happened there. I want to know, is that what happened?
so
So wait, I was do this. You didn't find the console in the snow, right?
correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I just felt like I played the game really well, and I got to a point where I felt like everyone had happy endings. And then that last freaking scene, it was like, what happened? What? It's over.
You
What?
gotta yeah, hey, not everybody gets a happy ending. This is real life,
I was
Danny.
just gonna
Not
say that. I was
everybody
gonna
gets
say,
the ending they want.
They would have
Most
if I
people
would have
don't
found that
get
damn
Have
happy
thing.
you, have you watched Game of Thrones, Danny? Not everything ends the way you want it to, girl.
They don't
I
fly away on
know.
sparkle, sunshine, freaking dragons, and kiss and make love, and all this crap. No.
It just
not how it
felt like
goes.
such a major bummer, though, because I was like, I'm doing so well, everything's going so great, and then no,
Just not good enough.
nope. So there was that. What else? I started playing Sailor Moon: Another Story, which is a old SNES RPG that has been fan subbed and recently updated, and it's kind of fun to get into that again because I think it's been at least 15 years since I've actually played through that game. So I remember some things, but I don't remember other things, and it's really funny reading the voice lines out loud to everyone too, which I hope is not annoying to everyone. Yeah, other than that, I think that's all I've been doing this week. So let's go to Matt. Matt, what have you been doing this past week?
I don't remember. It's another one of those weeks of just work and misery and sadness.
Good.
Things are a little better, but until I don't know. Until recently, today was the first day I felt like a human. And I walked in and I went, "Wow, hey, look, I'm alive and I'm a person. This isn't so bad. Hooray, cool." So things are on the upswing. Hopefully, another thing that was very cool is I went and saw Midsummer, which was fantastic. I loved it. It was I don't know if I would say like it's not a movie you enjoy really, but it's an enjoyable movie. You know what I'm saying? But it was beautiful and it was weird and it was creepy and it was fantastic. It was everything I wanted it to be. And I mean, it's A24, the studio or production company. Usually I can only see their stuff like on Amazon Prime and stuff because it's just smaller releases and weirder, unique indie type movies. So seeing it on the big screen was cool. And then seeing, like, I've been watching a ton of movies recently, and a lot of them, I enjoy a lot of them, but they look like a big Hollywood movie or like a B-tier Hollywood movie. So watching this on the big, awesome screen with the big sound and the nice, comfy chair, and seeing a movie that was, you could tell like each shot was like crafted. Like things were set up, things were framed just so, the camera was moving just the way it's, the director wanted it to. It felt good. Like it felt to be like, I'm watching, whatever you think about the movie, I'm watching something artistic in this big giant movie theater where I see smash and bash and explosion stuff too. And I'm going to go see Hobbs and Shaw and have a great time with that. But it's just refreshing to see something, like I said, artistic and crafted that felt cool and stylish and really good. So I recommend it. Liked it a whole lot. On the outside of that, but not video gaming front yet, the G1 has started for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So every night I get my little bracket out. Oh, I should have had it. I should have brought it over, but it looks like this. This is from last year that was laminated.
Oh, nice.
And I get it, and I sit on my little lap desk, and I watch it, and I go, oh, yeah, circle X. Oh, yeah, it's so good. It's so much fun, and it lets me blow off steam because it's that hard-hitting Japanese style. I've talked about it before on the show, and it's great. I love it. On the video game front, played a little bit more of Judgment, played a little bit of Persona 4 Golden, not enough of either one. I want to get back into them. But the other thing I did this week is I went and got a Switch. I got it on the Amazon Prime Day because I had $10 Amazon credit and then $10 more Amazon credit. And I had already bought Katamari Damacy Reroll just so it didn't get sold out and be limited edition.
We all flow down here, man. We all flow down here. I knew you'd get it someday. We'll all be there.
I told you I would. And
I'll be there by the end of the year.
There you go. It's just so good. It just feels right. Just playing Katamari, and then I also got Super Mario Odyssey with some trade-in credits from the disc traders. But I put in Super Mario Odyssey, and I said on something else we recorded that I hadn't played a Super Mario since Sunshine, which isn't right because I played some of Galaxy, but I just couldn't get into it. I think it was the waggling up the star bits that just something about it threw me off. I didn't like it, and I was like, okay, maybe Mario's not for me anymore. But I was like, well, I got to get Odyssey and at least try it because I got it for free from the trading credit. So if I don't like it, it just goes back and it's more credit. Popped it in, started up, and that first world, like I told Eric off the air, just that first world you get into where you're actually collecting moons and coins and stuff, I was just smiling like a little kid, just ear to ear, just like, this is amazing. And it felt so good. And the way they've changed the Mario formula from the last ones I played, it feels so right and so natural and makes me want to explore the levels more and more and more and find more secrets, because every time you find one, it puts a smile on your face. Every time you go in a pipe and you come out as 2D Mario in a little 2D world, it just makes me like, it doesn't make me jump for joy, but inside my soul jumps for joy when I see that happen. Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so fun. And that's it for me this week. What about you, Eric?
Hey, you know what? I had vacation. I went to Saginaw Bay. I went camping with the family. I kicked back. I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. And then it was like 100 degrees, and then it wasn't so great sometimes, but it was still great. We had the first day, actual real day out there. The power had to go down. They were changing out transformers, and so the entire power for the whole campground goes down for the whole day. They said, all right, 4:30, power will be back up. Okay, so we did stuff. We went out about town on the week for the whole, I don't know, most of the day anyway, up to about 1:32ish or so. Get back, we're like, all right, no biggie. We'll kick back in the shade, relax. 4:30 power's gonna be back on. Well, 4:30 comes around. We're all real hot by this point. There's no power still. Oh goodness. So now at this point, the wife's going, they said 4:30. Where's this power at? Didn't come. 5:30 didn't come. 6:30 didn't come. And she was like, screw this, we're going to exercise. We're not just going to waste the whole day waiting for this power. So we go to the workout room, which is inside of a building, which has no AC.
No.
So I think it was 200 degrees. You could see heat waves in there. And so I'm running on this treadmill, which, by the way, I had to MacGyver. This thing's emergency stop had been yanked out, so it was broken. So you couldn't reset it and turn it back on. So I had to take a towel, and I just take my keys and strap them into the towel, yank down on the emergency stop button, twist and tie it, release the pressure just enough to make the emergency stop button be in the middle where it's supposed to be. Then it triggered, and I'm like, yeah, I can run. Which I didn't want to run because it's 227 degrees. But I started running. Right. I'm at like minute 2, and I'm just like, poof. And the whole time I'm staring at this little key thing I've constructed going, when's this going to give out? And then it's going to hard stop, and I'm going to fly over top of this dang thing because I'm running at 7.2 miles an hour. So I'm like, so yeah, that was great. Got done with that. Took a shower, and we're walking back, and it's like, oh, I swear to God, the wife's going, she's turning in, the horns are coming out, the transformation's beginning, the wings, her wingspan, by the way, is like 27 feet around.
Oh, man.
And then this little kid, it's the weirdest thing, little kid, looks like he's from the 40s, was going to give me a newspaper. He comes around, oh, the power's back on, and then he runs off. I'm just like, what just happened? And then my wife goes, is it true?
I'm not that guy, but as your wife is turning into the devil, someone looked down and was like, I'm going to send a little angel down to
A little cherub.
little sprinkle of, a little cherub. Let me dress him up real fine and just send him down. Tell him the
Save
power's
him.
back.
The power's back on. That's what he sounded like. Then he ran away.
And this is the one good luck piece you get for the rest of your whole life.
Well, because I think
nothing before this, nothing after this.
And here's the thing: is I think it was life luck, because I have life luck. I don't have any other luck in the world. I think that's where it came in. My life luck. For some reason, I just cannot die. Every time I should die, something saves me.
The scales were tilting downward. It was like if the power's not on when she gets back to the trailer, everybody
Everyone's
dies.
dead.
Yeah.
The world's over. And sure enough, we get back, and you can already hear the. Open the door, and this cool blast of air comes out. And I went, and instantly she was like, and I went, yes. And the rest of the trip was fantastic. We swam, we went on nature trails. I thought I had this great idea, right? I brought my bike up. I haven't ridden a bike in 100 years or so. I'm out of shape. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. And then my brother's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. And he's got his bike too. And originally it was supposed to just be to get to the bathroom, get to places a little bit quicker. And he goes, man, brother, you remember we used to ride our bikes around on the nature trails and up killer hills and down and da-da-da. I go, yeah. He said, well, let's meet up at like 7:38 and go on a little ride. And yeah, sure, this will be great. It was not great. It's not great. It's a lie. We went on this trail, and of course there's sand pits and there's sharp turns, and we're flying around them. Mind you, like I said, I haven't been on a bike in probably 18 years, 19, 20 years. So I'm trying to pedal my feet, my legs are tired, my thighs are on fire. And then all of a sudden we see this hill, and I'm like, oh God, I can't do it. And he's like, let's do it, brother. And he's like, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden, like, I just can't push down on the thing. And then the tire slips on me, and I'm just like, right off the bike, just I'm like, oh my God.
Awesome.
And he made it to the top. He looks back and goes, what the hell, brother? What's wrong with you? Just going without me. I'm dying. Meanwhile, there's like two other kids at the top just looking at me like I'm an idiot. But just, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Nice.
Oh my God.
So I walk ashamed myself up the rest of the hill, and then we ride back to the camp, and my butt hurts, my legs hurt. Yeah, it was great. That's my experience with a bike ride. I went,
awesome.
And he's like, oh, we'll start bringing them all the time, brother. And we'll.
Yeah, you should do it. You should become old Tom Blank and just riding your bike
Riding my
everywhere
bike
you go.
everywhere. That's right.
Take your bike all the way to the home office from work.
And come in and show you my 65-year-old six-pack abs. Put all everyone to shame.
And make us all want to die, yeah.
And then stand in there and fart and then stare across the room at you.
Yes. Just stare at your back.
Yeah.
That's great.
He was a good guy. Serial killer,
No, he was
but a pretty good guy.
dude.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I don't think
as long as he didn't kill you.
As long as he
was
didn't come
great.
after me, yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, except the Boston market. That was the end.
Yeah, that was the end of it. We said barbecue. You brought Boston market. You're fired.
Yeah.
No, he was. He was fired.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Not just for that, but
I think that was
That was the
death knell.
That was the cherry on top
last,
of the cake we had constructed. And it was like, sorry, Tom.
Nice.
Rest in peace, sir, wherever you are.
Oh, he's not dead.
Oh,
you know
okay.
that bastard is still alive.
No, he's still riding his bike.
89 years old, ripped.
Yeah,
looking-
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. It's all right. So, lastly, before I'll end my little vacation stimpede here, was the video game part. I thought this place had pretty good internet, so I thought it was going to be golden. All right, so I get in there and I get it all hooked up, and I'm thinking, all right, here we go. And I get out of Borderlands, and it goes, hey, you don't have the Lilith DLC. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I was literally playing it. What are you talking about? So it takes me back to the beginning of Claptrap, and that whole shtick. So I'm sitting there waiting, and it won't connect. Great, okay. I guess I don't have good internet. All right, fine. I'll go play Rage 2. That's a one-player game. Started playing Rage 2. About 12, 15 minutes in. Hey, we're going to verify because, you're not connected, and we think you might be a fraud. And then it threw me out and locked the game.
Oh my
And then it
God.
locked Borderlands. And then it locked them all. And I went, well, that's great. So, no PlayStation for me.
Welcome to the digital future, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm turning more into generic tag every day. Buy your stuff on discs and physical only and never stream a thing, and the internet is for demons.
Demons. Demons. The cloud is full of demons. I'm telling you. So I was not pleased. I was not happy because I had 3 or 4 single-player games loaded on my system and still could not play them because if you're not connected, it wants to verify that you're the real deal, and then it throws you out.
I mean, I remember doing that with Xbox Live Arcade games. Like, you would get, 2 that would stay unlocked and all the rest wouldn't. I can't believe they do that with actual... I mean, I get it, because they're more valuable than those anyway, but that it doesn't, put the key on your system or something. Like, this is unique to the... I don't know. It just seems really messed up.
It sucks. It does. It just sucks. So I brought all that crap basically for no reason. Therefore, hence why I couldn't be live on the 5s, because I had no internet to do anything with, not enough to play or do anything, so that was out. So thankfully, anyway, besides that part, I got to play Persona 4 Gold and a whole bunch more. So I've rolled through a whole ton of that, having a good old time. I've got to be on the back end of this game. I've got to be. I'm 80 something freaking miles in. Man, you're killing me. Stop it. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Played Persona 4, had a great time. Gonna be hopefully finishing that game in the next couple go rounds, and that's about it. Got home, went back to work. Now we're here a day later. Bada bing, bada boom.
So that's it for us individually this week. Together as a team, this week we did nothing. Great job, us. No Talented Tuesday, no IG Tuesday, no nothing. But coming up next week, IG Tuesday episode 58. It's going to be fun. As usual, I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, but I guarantee you it's going to be something good.
Oh, yeah. I know one thing I'll be talking about, and it's going to be good. Can't wait.
Cool. You know what else is good? What's good all the time? Shift codes for Golden Keys in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and 2 instances of shift codes for Golden Keys in Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. So hit up the Twitter, the Reddit, the forums, the Instagram. Hit up your preferred shift code provider and get yourself some free loot, damn it!
Well, and you know he had to throw out all them keys, Matt. You know, because what's going on? Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, free to play over the weekend for Steam and Xbox One. Not for PlayStation, everybody.
Out of luck.
Nobody cares about you PlayStation users. If you don't play on PC or Xbox One, you suck.
Well, obviously PS4 restricts your offline play anyway, so why would they care?
Why would they care?
That's rude. Bad console, worst console, 0 out of 10.
Yeah, pathetic.
I think it's punishment for them not joining in to anyone's crossplay yet.
Could be.
They're
like, hey, get in on this crossplay and we'll do some more stuff to promote your system.
Well, maybe a little of that and maybe like a multi-billion-dollar contract they've got with Xbox through Borderlands 3 exclusivity.
What?
You know, 2K's
I've never
out
heard
there
of
making
anything like this.
All right.
This doesn't happen.
Probably a little something, baby.
But I will say, if you do whet your appetite with that free-to-play weekend, both of those versions are on sale for 50% off. I think Steam is through Monday, and Xbox is through a week from Monday. So if you jump in and you love it, you can get it for super-duper cheap, for whatever limited time it is on your console. Boom.
Which I'd recommend you pick it up because I had a great time with it. Graphics were clean, smooth, beautiful. Game is fun as always, a little drier than part 2, but still you get all the roots and see where it all comes from. So if you haven't played it, give it a shot.
And if you are playing it, you can race Sean to this platinum because he's only 1 trophy away. So if you're there, post or let us know that you're better than Sean, and we'll see who it is. Post up your screenshot when you get it,
and beat Sean to it. Yes,
beat Sean to it. I mean, he's already VIP in one area, which I should mention. Hey, our VIP reporter with the VIP codes is in the chat right now. He's also on the Twitter, being a madman, grabbing up every single code there could possibly be, every single hint about that website, how you can get yourself more points for the VIP program. He's doing awesome work. I'm glad to be able to send his work to you guys to help everybody else out. Thank you, Sean. That's awesome, and thanks to me for sending the word out. I don't know. I was like, thanks to him for this, and I went, thanks to, there's no one else to thank. Thanks to Borderlands for having this great program. There we go. Hooray.
There you go.
Yeah, too bad I don't understand how to work a computer, so I can't participate and get points.
I actually did it on my phone last night. I was like, if Sean's doing all this work, I got to at least take part in this. Because I think I told you guys before, I didn't sign up initially because Shift every time I request a password, it never gives me a password reset, like ever. So I was like, all right, this is the last time I'm ever going to try it because Season 2 is here. Hey, new segue part 2 for the show. But I went, all right, I'm going to try it. Request password. And it immediately went, bzz, bzz. Hey, password request. Oh, they fixed it. Hooray. So now I've got all kinds of good stuff. So I can enjoy Season 2 of the VIP program, which drops all kinds of new new skins, new guns all over the place. It's a great time.
It is cool. We mentioned it before. They've got the stuff they're going to give out for Borderlands 3 if you get enough points and do enough things. And then, of course, all the crap you get via the skins, wallpapers. I did go on there. I'm a liar. I went ahead and spun my little wheel, and I got another B, which I didn't need. I'm not, why would I use the B? The B, no way. You just die too quick. It's only good for boss fights, so not good for me. I was hoping to get like a Norfleet or something,
Yeah, I got myself a Hot Mama for the Commander Lilith, or from the Commander Lilith DLC. So that's cool. It's all rainbowy. It's all cool. I know Elisa did some voice work for that one, as she was saying on a couple of the other streams. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. And hey, if you like Elisa and you like voice acting, she's going to be at the Let's Play Gaming Expo with our buddy Jim Ferranda and the voice actress for Maya. I told myself I was going to look it up. I'm sorry I didn't.
Oh, man, gosh darn it, Matt. You even said it. You said it before we started. You talked about it, and it didn't happen. That's all right.
Nope.
It's okay.
I'm the worst.
It's okay, because, speaking of play...
Oh, wait, rewind.
Oh.
Play.
Speaking of
fast
people
forward.
doing things at places, at SDCC, don't we have Randy Varnell doing something cool there? What's he up to?
Doing he's doing a panel on, oh man, it's getting dark over here and I got my hat on, I can't see it. Oh boy. Crafting memorable villains. I'm sorry, the light is over there, so it casts a shadow on my notes.
Oh, okay.
And it's light over here, but not, and there's a shadow of me, so it's very hard.
That's okay.
See, this is what you don't see on the podcast. This is why we do live on the 5, so you can see how awful we are and how shameful
And then
we are.
then we clip it all out, we clean it
See
all
what
out.
I have to deal with every week.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible. So you got Randy Varnell at SDCC, but not only do you have Randy Varnell doing cool stuff there, you know what? I remembered. We've also got this really cool program going on while that's all going on, the Museum of Mayhem. So if you're in that area having a great time doing all that, make sure you go over to the Borderlands Museum of Mayhem, happening Friday, July 19th and Saturday, July 20th, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Time, Sunday, July 21st, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. All right? Where? Sparks Gallery over there in California somewhere. You need to check that out. Obviously, it's going to have all sorts of cool artwork, things like that for you to do. It's going to have some tattoo artists who will, like, buzz the Borderlands symbol in your hair and crap. And
Tattoo artists don't do hair.
No.
Two totally different trades here.
Right,
They got
right into your hair.
They got guys from GM who are going to come and build a sailboat for you. It's going to be great.
Oh, goodness. No, I did that because I couldn't remember if they said the tattoo artists who are going to buzz it on there, or if they're going to have the haircut yahoos buzzing a Borderlands symbol into your hair. So I just mixed it together. I just mixed it all
Be a
up.
haircut, Yahoo, because it's hair. Also, to the chat, again, no, Sean, I'm not reading copy. I'm reading my dirty handwritten notes in this crappy old composition notebook I've had for 3 years.
It's just a callback to last episode.
I know it is. I just need to show off that he's looking at a computer reading the copy directly. That's where he's always going. I'm looking at this crappy thing.
Yeah, he's reading copy that he wrote down.
It's not
the same
plagiarism
thing.
if I write it down in my handwriting.
Matt's reading cue cards, and Eric's reading copy.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go. See, exactly.
Which I only do when I'm reading off dates and places. Because how the hell am I going to remember a date and place when I don't even remember your guys' names? So, I mean, what do you want from me?
You've been calling me Aham
I
all
was going to
day.
say Aham,
Jesus.
glorious bastard, lady person, cat person, Danny,
Lady person.
Sukio, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I can barely keep it together on a normal basis. I can't remember a date and time for something I can't even go to.
You call Yosuke for Persona 4 Yosuke,
Yeah.
even though they say his name aloud in the game.
But that's
they
what
say,
I'm
"Oh,
telling you."
Yosuke-kun."
Yeah.
Oh, it's Yosuke.
Yosuke.
Here it comes. Doodly-doo.
Yep. You know, I told you, I do what I want. I don't incapable of remembering.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Oh my god.
Hey, but I'm not incapable of remembering things. I remember watching the Bordercast hosted by Mitsu and Tessa Shaka. I can't remember how he pronounced it. It was like Tessa Shaka. So they interviewed King Gathalion, talking all about, Borderlands at Guardian Con, his history with Borderlands, where he'd like to see Borderlands go from here. It was a nice little interview. I hope that if they continue to do this style of interview, which they seem to imply that they would, like, hey, this is the first episode of the Bordercast. Keep looking out for more. I hope they evolve their interviewing technique, because I'm a guy who does a podcast at least 1 day a week, often 2 or 3 days a week. You got to keep those interviews engaging. You got to keep that conversation popping. You got to keep it relevant to the people and not just the 3 people in the room.
True.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
I didn't watch this, so I have nothing. I have nothing to input. But I remember the one with Anthony that was back a while ago, and I agree. They need to keep it flowing.
I'll say this one was better than the Anthony one, because I think
Okay.
for the Anthony one they had just a giant list of questions, and so it was like he'd answer, and then they wouldn't have a follow up. They'd go, "Okay, what do you think about turtles?" This one, I think Gathalion and Mitsu knew each other or have known each other for a long time, so there was a little bit of repartee, but it was a lot of just those two back and forth, and Tessa not doing a whole lot, and not a whole lot of...
Kind of like Third Shift.
That's your own fault. You didn't watch it, so you don't have anything to say. But what I mean is, as an outsider who didn't know either of these guys from Adam, really, it felt like a lot of them were just like, oh, here's our insider conversations about stuff we talked about before. Instead of like inclusive, like, oh, hey, here's info for the chat. It was, remember this? Yeah, I remember that. So.
Yeah.
just an inside conversation that they had on mic, basically.
Yeah.
So
In a couple instances.
So, as Danny says, well, I missed it, didn't get to catch it. I was trying to catch it, but I was looking for a King Gathalion, guest speakers, blah, 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 Bordercast. And no, it's renamed with their names, which I'm not even going to even bother to try to pronounce or say. And so I'm over here like, nope, doesn't exist. And then I, of course, went to the 2-minute, 50-second video, and it's like, hey, some of this is copyrighted, been owned by other parties. So I went, oh, they must have had to scrap it or something. And then I was looking for their web page, trying to see if I could just find it directly from them, and it doesn't exist. So then I tried to YouTube it, couldn't find it there, and I went, okay, well, Matt's gonna have to handle it. So unfortunately, I missed that one. Sorry, everybody. Apologize.
Yeah, so that's the second bit of pro tip I'll give them. Is say, I understand because we do streaming, and sometimes if you don't manage your stream immediately as you're doing it, it'll still have Danny's old stream name on it. Like even when I change it in the interface. So I'd give them a pro tip to, I'm sure it was a 2-parter. Tess is playing, and then we're going to get on and be with Gathalion. Make sure you guys are in it. And if not in it at the time, fix it afterwards. Because I looked around for it, too.
It's pretty easy, yeah.
I just had to scroll through and was like, oh, there's 3 faces. That must be it. Boop. Yep, that was it.
So it's unfortunate, but I will check out their next one they do, and maybe even go back and watch this latest one with King Gathalion, because I used to watch King Gathalion quite a bit back in the day, so it'll be interesting to see what he's up to these days. But I did watch the other wonderful stream that just happened a little bit ago, right before we started this, which was the co-op couch with Gearbox. They had Elisa, they had Max on playing some Battleborn. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time, but we got to pause the show right now.
Pause the show.
We could take a break from the actual format. And I got to say directly, hey Lisa, I know you're watching this. Just come here, listen, look. I know you got the red hair. I know you like Reyna, but let me tell you, I can tell you how to play Reyna. Just DM me. I'll teach you how to play her. I saw some struggles in there. I saw a lot of no offense, I saw a lot of bad Reyna play. I can help you fix that. And you know what? If you don't want to DM me, listen to Third Shift episode 12.5. We go in all kinds of details about Reyna. The ins and the outs of the whole skill tree, every ability, every mutation, everything. If you want to know how to be a badass Reyna and be the Reyna that you look like, just hit up Third Shift. This is how we do it.
All right. Bam. Yes, I agree. Do it. Do it, Elisa.
I had to say it. My favorite character. And I was like, no, put the overshield on him. No, what? No. Did you do the thing? I had to start watching the Trash Can Bird screen because I was just like,
Well, that's the problem, Matt. No, because you can't watch Trash Can Bird. He's a trash can. And also, speaking of Trash Can Bird, I was just heartbroken, okay? Because in chat, someone mentioned, they said, hey, I remember someone drew some art of Benedict in a trash can, or in trash. And I went, yeah, that's me. I did that.
Nobody said that. That you said it. That's a lie.
No, and then some other guy or gal, Crumpalots or whatever, went, that was me. And Left Circle, I think it was, agreed. And then I went, excuse me?
No, that's a Third Shift original.
I put Benedict in a trash can.
Oh my god.
I did that 110 years ago.
Oh my god.
So I was just heartbroken because somebody else apparently at some point in time drew Benedict in the trash. And I'm like, nah, that was me. I did that. I got the artwork to prove it. Somewhere, Benedict's in a trash
it's on
can.
the Third Shift Instagram
Exactly.
account. It's still up there.
So half a second, I was like, somebody saw my artwork and was impressed. And then it was like, no, if it was Crumpalots or Crumple or whatever. No, dang it. Sad face me.
I had to turn the chat off because as soon as I popped in, it was people hating on Overwatch. And I went, okay, I just can't, you know what? I'm just, bloop, chat off. So I'm glad I missed that because I would have been mad too. I would have had to, I was at Mom's house watching it, and I was like, I'm going to have to find a way through the Alexa remote to type in this chat. It's not possible.
So back on track, all right? We were talking about Trash Can Bird. I didn't get the rep I should have gotten, but that's okay. I did enjoy the character that never made it into the game.
Yeah.
However, I
Yes.
suspect that Sinclair, the Gila beast,
Gila monster.
Gila monster, there you go. I knew it was somewhere there. Here's my theory. I think that's a Battleborn 2 character that they're showcasing now for 2 or 3 years from now. And then they go, remember on the co-op? Remember on the co-op couch 2.5 years ago? And we showed you Gila monster who didn't make it into Battleborn 1? Haha, lols. We were just kidding. We just showcased a character 2 years ago for you. Like they've been doing with all these silly little names and nomenclatures for Borderlands 3 and everything. Yeah.
See, I was gonna start shaking my head and like put my head in my hands, but they said on this stream, they're like, oh, hey, check out the Borderlands skins. And they went to Caldarius's and it was like, oh, look, it's called Kitagawa. What's that about? Oh, name of a character for Borderlands 3. So, you know what? I don't put anything past anybody these days.
Tinfoil hat on. There you go. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome.
Next time. I got to get it prepped. I always said I was going to get a tinfoil hat. I never made one for the Submotto stuff because it became true. So
yeah, it did become true. Props to you, Submotto.
Yeah.
You got it right.
But yeah, I did really like the art for that character. I liked his insights of, like, obviously he's a concept artist, but he was saying you can specialize in just the thing you do, but then you also kind of branch out into all kinds of other things. And then his insight of, everyone, you think of concept artists, you're thinking of characters or like the whole world. Like you drew this giant environmental piece like they showed on the stream. But then he said it's also a lot of simple stuff like drawing a rock, making this like garbage on the street look good. And they kind of showed that off as they went through. And he was like, hey, look, these little ore haulers are like little mine carts in the side rooms of the algorithm where there's like one side mission you can randomly get and go in that room. He's like, oh, I worked on these things that I totally forgot were even there. A couple other things he mentioned was like little side stuff, little side pieces.
Oh, and then the drill bit for the one boss.
Yeah, the drill bit
that
thing.
comes down. Yeah, he talked about that. He worked on, and I just like too how he mentioned he was like, hey, if you want to get in this business, you got to understand that, like you were saying, you're not just going to be doing the cool characters. Most of your job's just going to be drawing these dumb walls or this little detail of a tree shrub or this or that. And all these tiny minutia that make the game what it is on a whole. So don't come in thinking you're going to draw the main character and you're going to be like, yeah, that's what I do. That's me. You might come in and you're just going to do nothing but chairs, tables, and televisions for all the game. That's your job. That's your glory.
But they said on the other hand, sometimes you do get those cool requests from, some designer comes up with some crazy idea in his brain, like like Thaddeus He said he drew the portrait for him, and one of the devs just came up and said, "Hey, I want a regal leopard seal that," and there was some other kind of
With a monocle.
some other throw-in thing, yeah, with a monocle and goofy stuff, and that's like, so he got to create essentially the first instances of that character just based off of
Someone tossed him an
three little lines of just nothing. So you get the two giant extremes of what you can do. Maybe you're just making rocks for 4 years, but then maybe one day, oh hey, I came in the art room, and can you make a donkey with a top hat and like a cigar, but it's like an ear of corn? Yeah, you do that, and then that's the next big thing, or the next character for the DLC or something. So it was wild.
Yeah, I don't understand how some people can sit down and do that, because I'm just a figure drawer. I don't like to do backgrounds and all that stuff, or it's not that I don't like to, I don't understand how to, and I don't have the urge to study enough to get into doing backgrounds. So it's just really cool to see people spitting out a whole world just off of a couple guidelines, like make some trees and a fountain in the middle. Like I don't get how people do that.
I don't know, Danny. As a non-art person, I see a wall over here. I could draw a wall with that door on it. That's easy. This background, it's a wall, it's a door. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind. It's not something that I do often, and it's very difficult for myself to do. But seeing other people do it with what appears to be such ease is just amazing to me. And I liked the fact that he did that splash screen with all the characters on it, and it said it took him 3 weeks, which I thought was amazing. I don't think I've ever spent that long on something.
He said he almost went insane or something because of that one.
Yeah, he said he almost went insane. Yes.
I was like, no, thank you. I'll pass on that.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all of that.
I think Sean makes an awesome comparison in the chat here, saying same for comic book artists. Everybody wants to draw Batman. No one practices houseplants and clocks.
Very true.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, but it's just something you don't think about. You just don't. And then further on in that interview at the end, when she was like, "You got any last pro tips?" and he went on to say, like, if you don't just love drawing and just love the art of it and of itself, you don't want to get in this business, because it's not all glory, it's not all the money in the world. It's going to be you, like we already talked about, drawing maybe desks, 100 different desks, and that's what you do for that game. That's what you give to that game, except for maybe, like you said, an off random good chance here and there for something great. And maybe you will get main characters or really cool things, but it doesn't always happen. So I just liked his little piece of advice to put yourself in, check for a minute and realize what this really is, and take a look at it before you go jumping in thinking you're going to be the new hot artist doing all these cool character models and number one this, number one that, main character, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there was one, I can't remember the exact line he said, but there was one instance of that interview where he made it sound like what we've heard from pretty much everybody at Gearbox, like, hey, it's a dream to work at a video game company, but it's a job. You go in and you do your job every day. And he said, I think he said something like, well, maybe you're just working on this one thing over and over and over and over and iterating it and changing it. And as non-video game developer people, we have just these fantasy imaginations of, oh man, you just go into Gearbox and it's flowers and merriment and like you sketch out a character and then that's it for like 4 weeks. But no, it's a grind. Everything's a grind. The art's a grind, same thing. So I thought it was interesting but saddening too at the same time.
Yeah.
But see, to give a callback when we did the interview with Ash from Gearbox, I think we did a good job of dragging out a little bit of that just tedious normal office life. We saw a little sparkle of what it's like actually when you're just an employee doing your job there. You only know actually 7 to 8 people, just like we do in our own jobs. You're only working with a small group, and you're like, yeah, I heard of Randy Varnell. He's somewhere on the 4th floor that way.
Something I gave to my boss, he gave to his boss,
Yeah.
and went to him.
But we of course just go, they must be this magical team holding hands, and they're all friends, and they all hang out, and they're all, and it's like, no, there's
Nope.
hundreds and hundreds of them, and a lot of them don't know each other. Some probably don't like each other, so on, just like any other office space. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, well, crap.
Well, see, it feels so weird because we know like the VFX guy and art guy, a couple of the people in the strata, and it feels like, yeah, I know the art team. It was like, no, but there's like 100 other dudes other than the two that we know of.
Right.
It's just
Who just do their job and go home, and you don't hear about them really, and it's nuts. But I really did appreciate that whole little like scoop just of just opening your eyes and going, look, you got to do this, and you got to do all sorts of stuff. You're not just doing this cool crap all the time. And then, of course, playing the game, watching them play was interesting because they picked Trash Can Bird, which was sad. But, whatever. What do you do?
you pick somebody else.
Yeah. Anybody else. Galt, Phoebe, Alani. I mean, just to name a few.
Pendles.
Pendles.
But I will say, since we're ending on like a downer note of, oh man, it's work and drudgery and horribleness, one bright spot that I thought of, and it put that Candyland fantasy world perspective back in my brain, was Elisa was talking about, oh, hey, because they said, hey, everybody who does fan art for these games, we see it and we love it and we pay attention to it all. Elisa said, oh, yeah, we have all these screens all around the office that put up, company announcements and the weather and the trailers for our games and Gearbox anniversaries and birthdays. And then it cycles through a whole bunch of fan art, too. And it put me in mind of, like, the first floor when you're walking around there and there's the giant TVs. And it's like, man, imagine if those were actually playing cool stuff instead of, like, call center statistics.
Exactly.
Like, you look up and it would be like, oh, man, there's the trailer for the game I'm working on right now. How awesome.
That would be amazing. It really would be. But unfortunately, we don't live in that world, Matt.
That's what we should do at work. Just put a camera inside the 5000 and just be like, shh. Oh, man, look at this footage of the statements we're putting
and
out.
the inserts
Woohoo.
going in.
Look at all the letters.
And then the mail
What
flying
inside-
off.
But when inside the perfect binder, oh man, a prospectus is being made for our customer.
Yeah.
we just got that sale. And then okay, I can't talk
Keep
about
going.
work on the
Yeah.
podcast, sorry.
You've been told. Get it
I have been
straight.
told.
And yes, 10K. Ash's freaking episode was amazing. As we said, it was freaking awesome. Can't wait to have him back someday. Ash.
Yeah. It's balls in your court, buddy.
That's right. Oh goodness. But yeah, that's about it, isn't it? I mean, anything else?
I have one thing to add about the co-op couch. They weren't sitting on a couch.
That's very true. That's a small fact, but a very.
Stop. Stop. This shows that none of you have watched any of the other co-op couches. They talk about it every single episode. They go, oh, look, we're not on a couch. Everybody keeps saying we're not on a couch. They got a little inflatable couch sent from a viewer like 3 co-op couch episodes ago. So stop it.
Well,
No.
but I've told you I
It's
haven't
already
watched the
done.
other ones.
I know. That's the point. This is how I can tell
but-
that you guys aren't doing your jobs right.
You would
on
think,
third shift.
though, with a guy named Max Davenport, that there would be a Davenport for him to sit on.
Oh, messing with the dude's name. Damn.
Mom made that joke too.
Nice.
She's like, is this guy Bob Couch? Max Davenport, get it? No.
Terrible.
So, since we're talking about fun stuff, one funny moment, like I said, I was over at Mom's having dinner, put it up on the screen, and I had to walk out of the room for a second, take care of something. And I heard Max say, oh, I worked for Moe's. I worked on her. I went, what did she say? What did he say he worked on? She goes, his ironware neck.
No.
I went, okay, I know what he said.
I know what he said. There, but
This is a fun, goofy moment. I was like, I'm going to share that on the podcast. That's a good
that's
one.
awesome. Good job. Interpretation's a little off.
He said he worked on Flack, and Elisa immediately
on
cut him
Flack.
off.
You can't say anything about Flack.
Yeah, because you still can't talk about Flag.
That's what happened at Guardian Con from what I heard is anytime something came up, the PR person went, shh. No.
No, that is very true. But it was pretty cool that he worked on the Iron Bear. I wish he would have got into that some more because I'm all about Maz, and hopefully that would be my main character. But Wasn't meant to be. It wasn't a Borderlands 3 stream they were doing, so it was pretty quick and off the topic.
Yeah.
So speaking of topics, I think that wraps up all of our topics for the show today. So if you guys out there in podcast land or in stream land, hey, you watched through all the haggardness. And if you're still here, if you got topics for the show you want us to talk about, any comments, any questions, any concerns, that comment better not be watching live on the 5 suck this time because you guys were terrible. Don't put that one in the chat, or send it to us via email at info@thirdshift.me, or tweet it at us at ThirdShiftME, or find us on Facebook under Third Shift and send us a message. And speaking of social media and cool stuff you can do on it, dropping today, literally today, was the new filters for Snapchat and Facebook. See, I don't even use these two things, so I almost couldn't say them. Snapchat and Facebook is what I almost said. But you can put a psycho mask on your face via the camera apps, or however those things work. I'm old.
Science is difficult. It's beyond me.
Face recognition software.
You know,
this is also a callback. Weren't we old men at the beginning of this episode? You had a story about being an old man. So look, I'm old now.
And all this software that's like face app crap, it's all owned by the Russians. So whenever you guys let your face be turned into old people faces and these Borderland faces, the Russians get pictures of you. So think about that.
I don't care.
What they could do with your face, Matt. When the robot Matt comes to take your place,
I will welcome it with open arms. I'll be like, hey, you know what? You can go to work in my stead, sir.
Well,
here we go.
He has to kill you, though. That's the problem. He has to kill you and then assume your place. Oh, crap.
That's fair exchange.
It's already happened, people. Oh, I'm dead. Let me just take my glasses off. Okay. Come and get me.
Sean makes a valid point.
What?
All our faces are on the internet and have been for
years now.
However many live on the fives we do.
I'm screwed regardless. So yes, you can put me in all.
Yeah, all your
apps.
info is.
I was screwed a long time ago. I'm in every database there is, so it's all right. But just so you know, yes, that is a cool app. Well, I'm sure we will be Borderland faces at some point in time in history. It'll probably happen, but it won't be me that does it. So
Danny's gonna have to do it. I don't know how social media works, and Eric can't work his phone, so you're the only one left.
This thing is supposed to be for phone calls. That's all I know.
What's a phone call? I don't even call him a phone.
I would say nobody answers when I call him, so that doesn't even.
I heard the phone ringing earlier, and I was like, "What is that from across town?" Who has their phone ringing?
Ancient 1999 tech.
You cook your answering machine up to that too, James McCann?
That's sad. Goodness gracious. But you know what? Hey, everybody. You can catch us over on that Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and all that crap. You can also check us out on the old Patreon if you like what you hear, like what we're up to, like these crazy live on the fives where we flub it all up and have a great time.
Usually we're much better than this. We're way better than this normally.
You can head on over there, give us a tip. That's what we treat it as, $1, $5, $1,000, or as I always say, that coveted $1 million, in which case we will quit our jobs, move to whichever location will allow us to open up a food line, open said food line, and have one whole row dedicated to babies in jars and a mascot in the form of Danny, whichever direction she is. And she will
pointed perfectly on my screen.
I'm below you.
Oh, dang it, Danny. You got to have these funky setups. You know what? Whatever. So there you go. Wherever she is on your screen, that's what you can do. And we will go ahead and do that for you and have cameras set up everywhere. It'll be great. You're going to love it. So consider giving us $1 million. It'd be great. And if you cannot donate monetarily, you can give us all the likes, the 5-star ratings, feedback, mailbag questions, any other interaction that gives us a little warm spot in the heart and brings us back from the dead. It's always very much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who has and will ever do such a thing for us.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks to you guys. And, of course, this podcast drops every Friday, so we'll be back in your ear holes on the 26th of July for our very next episode. And you can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify, on Spotify, and on YouTube, damn it! And if you like what we're, as I always say, if you like what we're doing, not this right now, but if you like what we normally do, hey, you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, and subscription. any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it. And now's the time of the show where I say, hey, special guest Danny, where can people find you? On the Twitter, on the iTunes, on the Spotify, on the Podbean, on the YouTubes. Where's your street located at? What street do you have to go around? Which apartment building are you at? Is it number 5467892? How many knocks do you have to get? How many knocks is the secret knock to get them into your house, and then they can meet you and shake your hand and say thanks for the edit?
Oh my god. Too much information. Why are you giving away my location like that?
I tried to make it up, and then my brain, since I'm so smart, it just went, here, these are the numbers. Say
We
them.
already figured it out. Matt's not mad anymore.
Oh, that's right.
This is all part of his plan.
Robots are not programmed to
You're
lie.
gone soon, Danny. Fairly well.
It's 2.5 knocks, by the way.
Got it.
So
Got
you
that,
get
chat?
2 knuckles
Thanks.
instead of 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Got
it sounds different.
It would.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at Usakoi84, USAKOI84. That's pretty much the only place I am. And Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, somewhere around there. I am on Twitch at, Third Shift Me?
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
You gotta get better at this part, Danny.
I know, I'm sorry. I don't do this every week like you guys do. So yeah, come hit me up on Twitter. Come chat with me on Twitch. Come hang out. I need friends. I'm lonely.
Don't be desperate, Danny. Don't be desperate.
All she's got
Sorry.
is a bald man and a robot for friends right now, so she
And a
really
cat.
needs something else.
That's right. As Somewhere Man 08 says, Russians can take my soul. Yes, I like it. You can take your soul.
He's got 2 souls. I mean, he threw one away, but it's technically still his.
No, he gave it back. I have it back. He gave it back.
Okay, you know what? No
It's a
back.
different-
No,
it's a different-
I won't allow backsies.
Oh, no
backsies.
backsies? Come on. I can't be a husk forever.
That's why you need those 5 stars.
Well, that's what I've been saying
Oh,
for years.
segue, Joe! Look at you trying to save the end of the show. Hot diggity daffodil, take it away, Eric.
Oh, man, we need those 5-star ratings up on that iTunes. We always have those iTunes stories and those 5-star stories and everything else. Please consider doing that, because we really do need them, and we really, really, really would appreciate them. And someday, one of these juju heads is going to get us a wonderful 5-star story, and I can't wait for it. I've been waiting probably a year and a half or more now, and someday it's going to happen, because patience is a
Look.
virtue.
There it was. Did you see it?
I just saw it. She's put it up on.
If you screen cap it, you can get
Yep.
it. Get it.
Oh,
free
there it
inside-
is.
Inside scoop.
Man, it's going to happen soon. She's got a story written up. Woo! God bless.
Yep.
But until that day,
There's nothing else to say.
don't
Forget to say.
Shut up and sit down.